the product of a lone soldier's sexual desire. It's a war tactic used to ensure that decades after the war is over, the people will be unable to recreate basic family structures necessary to create a future society. These animals need to be wiped out. I propose that we coat a couple hundred nuclear bombs with bacon fat. You turn the whole area into a glass parking lot. Senate hearing on Obama's plans to attack ISIS, to take it on, started today. And the confusion still exists within the administration itself. At one time, Obama would say there will be no boots on the ground. Later that same afternoon, General Martin Dempsey would say that we're evaluating situations where we would have people go in. John Kerry would say it's going to be a war. And Obama would flip-flop from we're going to shrink ISIS's sphere of influence, its effectiveness in financing, its military capabilities to the point where it's a manageable problem. And just a day later, he admits we're going to degrade and destroy. So they don't know what they're going to do. And it became more and more apparent today. Senator Tom Corker from Tennessee pointed out that 3 senators, that's President Barack Obama, Vice President Joe Biden, and Secretary of State John Kerry, 3 former senators. He said, we have 3 senators that are exercising terrible judgment on the U.S. strategy against ISIS. Kerry sat up there on the dais and told the senators holding the hearing, we have a whole list of people, countries that are going to be involved in this collaborative effort. When asked what countries, well, I'm not going to go into them at this time. What kinds of things will these countries be doing? He says, well, I'm not going to go into the details of it now. We'll tell you when we're ready to tell you. And he was called on it. He was called on it. The senator holding the hearing said, it's obvious you don't have a clue who's going to be involved or what they're going to be doing. You don't have a plan, and you're shooting from the hip. You're making it up day by day and hearing by hearing. So finally, somebody is stepping up and calling them on their BS. Folks, we got some more bills to pay. Please stick with us. We'll be right back.
Tom O'Halloran has a not-so-common core spelling lesson for the Obama administration. Ready? There is no K in America.
There's kids that can't pray in school, $100 tanks of gas. I can tell you right now, this country ain't supposed to be like that. No, that ain't my America. That ain't this country's roots. You wanna slam, hold on to Sam, but I ain't letting you. Yeah, I'm mad as hell, and you know I still bleed red, white, and blue. They ain't us, and that ain't my America. Oh no, that ain't my America. No, 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 no. That ain't my America.
Welcome back. Once again, this is Patriot Radio, and I'm your host, Tom O'Halloran. Well, I tell you what, I used to go to Arizona a whole lot. I spent a lot of time in California, a lot more years in Las Vegas, and I just love going to Arizona. They've got some beautiful country. Arizona's messed up. I'm sorry. They're just all weirded out right now. They've got a sitting congressman who's a Democrat. He's running for governor. His name is Fred Duvall. and he's riding on a parade float this last weekend. And the float has a flag on it. Okay, well, he's running for office, right? What's wrong with that, Tom? What if I were to tell you that the only flag on this American congressman's float was a Mexican flag? He's a sitting congressman in the United States of America. And he flies one flag on his parade float, and it's a Mexican flag. This guy ought to be driven from office, ought to be deported to Mexico. If you can't fly an American flag, or at least both of them, with the American flag being flown higher than the Mexican flag as it's supposed to be, piece of crap. I hope that ticks off enough Democrats, because there are Democrats out there that still love America, and I hope he loses. I don't usually get too wrapped up with governor races of states other than my own, but that just torques me. Now we got a openly atheist candidate running for Congress in Arizona. Like I said, they're just messed up over there. They're just messed up. James Woods, not our James Woods. He's a good, God-loving, conservative patriot. But this James Woods, who's running for the U.S. Congress in Arizona's CD5, is an atheist. And he thinks people are going to vote for him? Oh, I hope not. Tell me Arizona isn't that far gone that this dirtbag can actually get into office. Bad enough we got these Muslims in the Senate. There's two and I think three of them. There's, I believe one's in Oklahoma. Don't remember what her name is. There's Keith Ellison up in Minnesota. And now we've got another one up in Minnesota, and not an Ethiopian, where's he? Somali, that's running for Senate up there. Now we got these anti-God people trying to get into office. The U.S. national debt, there's a little bite for you. It's grown by more than $1 trillion in the last 12 months. The highest growth rate in U.S. history. The highest growth rate of the debt ever. Consider this. The U.S. national debt is now 5,000 times larger than it was when the Federal Reserve was first established in 1913. If the U.S. national debt was reduced to a stack of $1 bills, it would circle the Earth at the equator 45 times. Right now, the United States already has more government debt per capita than Greece, Portugal, Italy, Ireland, or Spain, all of which are on the verge of bankruptcy. In August, the average rate of interest on the government's marketable debt was 2.02%. In January of 2000, the average rate of interest on the marketable debt was 6.6%. If we got that back to that level today, we'd be paying well over $1 trillion a year just in interest on the debt. At this point, we've accumulated $200 trillion of unfunded liabilities that we need to pay off in future years. $200 trillion. Thomas Jefferson once said that the principle of spending money to be paid by posterity under the name of funding is but swindling futurity on a large scale. What he meant by that was Bernie Madoff wasn't as big of a criminal as the United States Congress. They're borrowing money today to pay off money they borrowed last year and the year before that. It's a Ponzi scheme. That's all it is. We borrow money to give to other countries so that they won't bomb us. We don't have the money to give them. We just need to bomb them first. Problem solved. It's absolutely insane. If you were to take all forms of debt owed by our country and divide them up equally amongst us, the average family of four would owe $735,000. Do you see where I'm getting with this? There's no way it's going to be paid back. We are going to have a collapse. At one point, China will cut us off and say, we're not going to loan you any more money, and we're going to sell the debt that we have. And when they dump their dollar, when they dump what they're holding of ours, our bonds, the economy is going to crumble. It'll be like a house of cards. And overnight, a cup of coffee will cost $100. Folks, we're in a mess. We're in a real mess. And we've got an election coming up in about 50 days. I urge you, I beg you, get on the phone, call your county, call your Republican Party chair, find out how you can get involved in getting conservatives out to vote, how you can get Republicans out to vote, people that will vote for America, not for a black man, not for a woman, not for a Chinese. Vote for people that want to fix and have the ability to fix America. But we need people to get off their butts. So please get involved. Get involved. In 2012, there were 4 million Republicans that voted for Obama in 2008, or voted against Obama in 2008, that failed to vote against him in 2012. That was enough to make a difference. If everybody that voted against Obama in 2008 had voted in 2012, Obama would not be in office right now. We're not suffering through Obama because of his Obama bots. They got lazy. We just got lazier. It's our own fault Obama's in office. It's on the shoulders of the right, the conservatives. Folks, it's not too late to turn the country back around and get her back on track. But at this point in the fight, you're either helping or you're part of the problem. Please don't be part of the problem. It's time to take the gloves off and fight for what you believe in. There's a lot of people out there intent on destroying America. Some of them we elected and some of them we didn't. But either we engage the enemy or we accept that we're willing to hand our kids and grandkids an America without all the freedom, the liberty, the posterity, and the pride that we've known and become accustomed to all our lives. Good night, America. God bless you and yours. This is Tom O'Halloran. I'm out.